Hello, Internet. I am Corion, your witch in residence here on YouTube. Welcome to the Sunday Sermon. This is a place where I get to talk about morality, ethics, current events, and while I'm going to try to not get too preachy, I'm going to use my perspective as a British traditional witch to influence what I'm trying to teach. Before I get too deep into my sermon for today, I'm going to ask you that while you watch, consider my words and see if I've earned a like and possibly a subscribe from you. Now, with that obligatory ritual out of the way, I appreciate you coming back to listen to me today. Today, I wanted to talk about choice and consequence. Recently, there's been a lot of unrest in the communities I love, and I wanted to provide my meditations on the matter. Now, as a witch, we typically do not have a supreme good or a supreme evil. Any action taken to extremes can corrupt your intent. Most witches have an alternative philosophy. The idea is at its core that we have choices and we have the consequences of those choices, and that those consequences will reach beyond yourself. Some witches use the analogy of a stone hitting water. The ripples it sends out reverberate and become larger than the original impact. Some witches call this the threefold law, though it's really more of what you'd call a guideline. Regardless of the belief, though, the idea is simple, and I can sum it up with an analogy. A young man spends his youth studying cars. He obsesses over cars, learns the ins and outs, and picks his absolute favorite. Now, when he finally earns his driver's license, he finds out how much his car will cost. So he makes a choice. He could choose to work in an auto shop, save up for years, and buy it. He could let go of his dream, or he could use his knowledge to steal cars. Our young man makes the choice, let's steal some cars. He rationalizes that as, who cares, the insurance will cover it, it's not hurting anyone. And in a direct physical way, he isn't hurting anyone. And he's successful. He's making money and connections with other car thieves. Over time, he has a crew of car thieves at his beck and call. Finally, he can afford his dream car. It's beautiful. He loves his car. And he loves showing it off to his friends. And he wants his friends to be happy for him. A little while later, though, the car is stolen by those same friends. The young man's heart is broken. And he's had his dream shattered. The young man blames his friends or other car thieves. Heck, even the cruel universe. The truth is, though, his actions brought him here. His choices shaped his reality. Now, are all consequences bad? Nah. Let's take a look at what happens to that same young man if he chooses to earn it. He makes hardworking friends. He helps others and allows others to help him. It's a little slower going, but eventually he does get his car too. And when he needs help with it, his friends choose to help him. Sometimes the question is far more simple, with no bad consequences, like choosing between sausage or bacon, if your beliefs allow it, obviously. No matter what you choose, it's still going to be pretty good. So, this is why you will see that, the really wise take time to weigh the consequences of their actions, especially before making hard and difficult decisions. But when they make those decisions, they commit to it. Okay? They have considered the options fully and know when they've made the call that, like the arrow sprung from the bow, there is no turning back. So too should we as decent people consider the totality of the choice before we make it. Worry less about how cool does this make me and more about, can I live with this? Because as Cisco said, he can live with it. And if you make the right call for yourself, so can you. So now, as usual, I'm going to ask you to take some time and consider these words. If you'd like to discuss them, please leave a comment. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me, and I appreciate all the comments I've gotten on the previous video. You guys have been really wonderful to me just starting out on YouTube, and I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. So, without further ado, this sermon is ended. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again.